what's up? Quick update on what we did on the roof today. So you can see it's very black, and yes, we ended up not only properly burning the new wood that we got from the forest, but we actually also really went ahead and properly burned every single piece of wood, any beam that would remain, in order to make really sure that any woodworm would be removed. In addition, we've kind of drilled a lot of holes, put the borax in there, and after burning it is also the new beams have been covered, these from the outside, with this boric acid solution, which hopefully will prevent any kind of worms new worms to attack the wood, or as a matter of fact, if the little bugs tend to come and find a good place to lay the eggs, at least they won't find it here. So now we are ready. One thing to note, the ones that exceed the roof, they are higher beams, as you can see, and this is because there will be no isolation, so we added kind of the thickness of the isolation, so that then obviously the upper layer for the tiles will be flat. Next step will be adding all the isolation panels on here. We are using wood wool basically, so it's a very natural resource, which I think environmentally friendly, and so this is a bit what we wanted to make sure. It's obviously not the cheapest way of isolating, but one that I would definitely recommend. The higher prices in that, it's definitely worth it. That's what that is. So we're going to put them on the roof. Then we have to put kind of counter lats, meaning counter beams, one could say. They will be quite small, only a thickness of 3 centimeters, that will come on top of the new isolation, and we screw long screws right through it, the isolation, in order to fixate them onto the lower beams that we see here, and then on top of these, the horizontal pieces of wood will come on which the tiles are basically gripping, holding onto. The other point that is really helpful is, as you see, we had to extend the roof with those pieces at the bottom. I'm not sure if you can see it. Quickly turn the camera. So the roof has been extended at that end, and this is because we obviously wanted to have a bit more full roof, as I've explained, because of the wall isolation. However, also here it needs to be higher than the actual isolation, because we don't want to be isolating beyond the wall at this point. There's no need. So we have kind of screwed those pieces on top, and the piece of wood that will come on top of the isolation is obviously also going to be screwed onto these pieces, which is going to give them another, it's going to help them to be a bit more stable in terms of momentum towards the bottom. They will be kind of held to the rest. So I think this all in all is very solid. After being very worried about the whole woodworm situation, I'm kind of reassured, because as you've seen, really, when drilling those holes, putting the boric acid in there, and then going with air pressure in it, one really could see how it's expanding into the beam. And so I'm confident we didn't do a mistake by leaving some of the old beams, and we're able to eradicate any rests that were still living in there, and we can definitely hear them. So those usually, they don't come out, they stay inside, so you don't really see much sawdust coming out, but you hear that they're quite noisy. So we'll be trying to listen in the coming days and see how that goes. But for now, let's get the isolation on here.